Here's something interesting about heavyweights. Heavyweights mature later. Now, I'll tell you why. People don't know this. The first thing to go as you get older is your speed, but you keep your power. As you get to the heavier weight classes, you don't need as much speed, but you need the power. I really try to take care of my fighters. I'll tell you this. It's very important, in my opinion, that the champions of an organization represent a champion lifestyle.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the champions of karate combat are out there buying homes, buying themselves homes, buying their family homes.
That's the point of it, though,
new
isn't
cars.
it?
But look, there's a major promotion, and I don't want to say the name because I love the people involved. Major organization, their world champion, I saw him, he's a bouncer in Miami. He's working at a nightclub. But it's your world champion.
There's a lot of them,
have
bro.
to do that.
You want to get off your chest? Apart from the shirt?
Apart from the show, no, nothing in particular.
The show, the shirt, bro, the shirt.
What?
The shirt.
Oh, you mean to get a little couple buttons
There's
off.
always someone that makes like your jokes so bad because it takes so long to realize what you said that they make you feel like you're a bad comedian. But I won't let you do that to me. I was
didn't
really
understand
good
the
in the
joke.
first second.
It was a very hard,
it would have been
to understand
great.
joke.
We would have had a viral thing coming out of it, but then you had to go and ruin it and start talking about the show, bro. We're not here about the show. We're here about your shirt. You know that, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man.
El Presidente back in Dubai, back home, because I refuse to believe that anywhere else is home for you other than here, which is what I'm planning to do. As you know, I tried to convert, there's other people in the world that they try to convert people for religions. I convert people to move to Dubai.
Hey, I
and
love
have
it.
everyone here.
Yep.
Welcome back, bro.
Thank you very much. I absolutely love it here. Once I get here, I do feel at home, and I really miss it. I really want this to be the home base, to be honest, of Karate Combat.
It should be, at least business-wise anyway, so you can get away from them taxes that you guys pay. Bro, honestly, I was having a talk with a friend of mine who's American. I don't understand this.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, I get
tough,
it.
man.
I've been raised in the UK, so I understand taxes. But when we leave our taxes there. You guys, even if you move to another country and live there for 50 years, you're still paying for your passport, right?
It's really crazy, man. But there's a different level of excitement in Miami or America than the UAE. For example, when I'm driving in Miami, I can get shot at any moment. I don't have that same level of excitement in the UAE.
You raised, mama. What's going on here, bro?
In the UAE, I drive, I'm relaxed, I can let my guard down. In Miami, constantly, I might get shot, I might get stabbed. So that payment is maybe it's part of the excitement. That payment is to pay for the excitement.
Okay, but that's fine when you're there. But when you're here, you don't have that excitement
Yeah,
that you're still paying for, bro.
You're right.
We need to get rid of all that. I just want to say now from the beginning, Mama is here. Mama, president.
Always.
What's higher than a president?
Hi, Queen?
Queen
Huma.
Queen, is it Queen Brown? Would it be Queen
Brown?
Queen Brown is in the house, as always, as everywhere you go, which is something that I really love. I touched on it last episode. I love how close you two are, that everywhere you go. That could be one of two things. You're very close, or she still doesn't trust you to ruin the family name, bro. So she makes sure she's behind you all the time to make sure that you're just saying the right things. But no, honestly, it's beautiful to see, man. And I love seeing it always at the events and all that stuff. It's awesome, bro.
Yeah, always at the event. You're going to see my mom on my left side, my wife on my right side. We're just standing together, the three of us. And it's hilarious because our expressions, we can't hold our expressions. So when there's a knockout or a viral moment, we're all just looking at each other like, what just happened,
And there's always a viral moment and always a knockout.
Always.
And that's something you can rely on now with Karate Combat, right?
You're very right. Our last event, we had a 90% finish rate out of 10 fights. 9 fights ended by finish, which is really absurd, because normally when you look at combat sports organizations, there's a 60% finish rate, which is really good. We have a 90%, and that's because of the rule set.
And still no submissions as well, right?
No submission. It's just striking.
So it has to be.
Striking.
So even in other events and promotions where you have a higher finish rate, the submissions are counting as towards those finish rates, right?
You are very right. I didn't even consider that.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. This is pure knockouts, 90% of knockouts. And what other organizations do, look, a lot of the smaller promotions, they'll get a B-side fighter and put him against an A-side fighter to guarantee a knockout. It's not a fake fight, it's a real fight, but you're kind of pulling it along, stringing it along, and creating whatever you want, you know? And then they have a knockout. We're not doing that. We're putting two A-side fighters, two world-class fighters against each other, and you still get a finish.
Bro, that's crazy. I still can't get over the Vegas event I went to, let alone. Like I was telling people, not that you needed me to tell the world, but I was telling them, watch out for this karate combat because the vibe there is mad.
Well, you believed it from the start because now we're a year in. I've been president for about a year and 2 months. I think we're more established. People respect us. Constantly we're being talked about everywhere. But at that moment, I was really new to this. But you
didn't seem it though.
Yeah.
And even now watching it, it doesn't seem like you've been president. Because every time you say that, I feel like, I swear you've been president for 5 years now. A lot of people don't remember the karate combat before you came and brought a personality to it, right?
No, a lot of people think I created karate combat.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And you know what? The founders came up to me, they're like, hey, Asim, just pretend you created it. Who cares?
Yeah. But
I said, no, guys, I can't do that.
You should at the end of the day because
the
you made a
majority of people
huge
think
difference.
that. Yeah. You're right.
They think that you're like, yeah, I'm not making the money that I should be if I created this stuff because I would have been taking it. But even like, see, I spoke to you about this and I don't know how you guys do it because you guys spend money like you don't believe you're waking up the next morning. Like, honestly, you guys spend money like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And the most money goes towards the 3D, right?
Well, that's a big part of it. That's a big part of the production. To do that virtual background, it's not an easy thing. But you see how cool it is. Even the UFC, they went to the Sphere and they got to do it so well in the Sphere. But we get to do that, you know, almost every event we're using that virtual background. And it gives it's like a video game look. You look like you're in Mortal Kombat. You look like you're in Street Fighter. And that's what we want people to feel. Man, that would be a dream. I wish we could license the IP for Mortal Kombat. Can you imagine?
Dude, that would be crazy.
I would love that. If the virtual background was a Mortal Kombat background.
What we need to do is go to Hollywood. There's always people in fancy dress there, man. Just take a couple of them and bring them in, bro. Just turn it into your own
speaking of Hollywood, did you hear what's happening? Warner Brothers just bought the rights to Kickboxer.
I did hear
the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Yeah, I did hear about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's really great. They bought the rights to this Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. They're doing a reboot. They're remaking it. And, I mean, really cool direction. But the coolest part is they want Karate Combat to be involved in the movie.
That's dope.
So the characters are fighting in the Karate Combat pit. And the main bad guy is yours truly, right here. Nice. Dana Brown, main bad guy.
Are you going to film that here in this event? Or where?
No. Well, there's a scene in this event that we're going to be filming, but it's all over the place. We're going to be filming over the next year. You know?
Yeah, for sure, because it's not easy to film, you know, during an event and all that stuff. And even to set up, it takes a lot to bring all the extras and all that stuff.
I'm trying to get into the best shape of my life because I watched the Kickboxer movies. Jean-Claude Van Damme is just shredded and the bad guys look crazy. Yeah. I said, okay, I need to get ripped right now. So, man, I'm juicing like crazy. Animal. I'm juiced to the gills right now.
You need the pony, Tom Paul's ponytail that comes out, bro.
You remember?
I'm sure they can glue it on,
remember?
Bro. They all look sick, bro.
That's messed up,
have you seen do you remember look, you say that, but my favorite presidents are bald. You got Dana White.
You're right.
He's bald. You got Dana Brown. He's president of Karate Combat. He's bald.
You're right.
You got Baz Rutten. As far as I'm concerned, president of whatever he wants to be president of.
Right.
Bald. So it's like, I'm on your side, bro.
I appreciate
It's like
you.
the two motorbike people that just nod at each other, you know, kind of thing.
Inshallah, I'll get to Turkey at some point and fix this whole thing.
It's fine. It's your look, bro. It's the way, bro. You don't need it. And also, you don't want the hair to cover the ears. That's an instant sign of, not today, my friend. As soon as you see the ears, you're just like, okay, you're right. I should park somewhere else, bro. You know, you judge straight away. Do you remember Hot Shots?
No, I don't.
The movie Hot Shots.
No.
And
wait. What year was that made?
Oh, yeah, I forget. I'm so much older than you, bro. Thanks for bringing that back and letting me know.
You look great. You look great, but we are not the same age.
Hot Shots was Charlie Sheen.
Yo, man, that was before me.
It was taking the mick out of all of these movies and that. And there's the scene in it where, like, you know, in Kickboxer where they put their reps into broken glass and then they put them into they put them into Skittles and then M&Ms and all that stuff.
No way.
Hilarious, bro. You got to see that scene.
Okay, I'll check it out.
We got to recreate it for thingy. But I don't know what you want to talk about first. This event or the last event? Because we didn't do an episode after the last event.
You're right.
Which was so dope. And there was so much going on in that event. And it killed it out here.
Oh, yeah.
In a tennis stadium, ram-packed. The vibe was crazy. You had Salman Khan there. You had everyone there, bro. It was crazy.
That whole Salman Khan thing, that was just an unbelievable moment for me sentimentally too, because bringing him in as a guest, I hadn't seen him in probably like 20 years, Mom, like something like that. Like 20 years we haven't seen him, and he didn't know I was behind Karate Combat.
Oh, wow.
So he thought that he's just invited to Karate Combat. He was just going to show up. And then the night before, he realized who we were. And he said, hey, come to the apartment. And we came. He hugged us. We were there from like 7 p.m. till 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, the whole night. And dude, catching up on all the stories. And he made a video with me. Man, it brought me to tears. He made a video with me on his balcony. Beautiful Burj Khalifa's in the back. And he told a story about him watching me grow up. And he was obviously an inspiration, but we lost contact. And for him to respect me so much and everything I became, for him to see me go from a little kid to what we are now. And man, it meant the world to me. Yeah. You know, it really meant the world to me.
Yeah, that whole thing was just a vibe, dude. I just remember that. One thing I don't know why, maybe it's because I love you, is how I end up working at every event. Even when I'm not there, I'm running around giving people waters and seating people and that. And this time, I just want to watch the event, dude. Can I please
enjoy?
I think I'm still going to do it. In the end, I'm going to be like, no, he's sitting in the wrong place, bro. You got to have him there.
Well, that's the Dubai event. Same thing happened to me. I'm running around, making sure everyone's taken care of. It was madness. I mean, when Salman, I had to escort him out. When I'm escorting him out, there's a line of people blocking us, making sure people don't attack us. People are handing their babies to us. They're like, take my baby, take my son. And we're like, what's going on? Salman is like, there's babies in his arms. He's like, what's going on? You have to kiss the baby, give it back. It was like, I'd never seen this in my life. Bro, you know, it was crazy.
Yeah, some of those people, especially in the Indian and Pakistani region, when you're a celeb there, it's different. Like, it's the numbers of followers. Like, people think, we get good followers in our parts of the world. No, bro. They get like 70 million and all that stuff.
Loyal.
Yeah, and they love
They love you. Like, you like you're their life.
And they genuinely are giving you a bit. Give him a better life. take the baby.
Take him, please.
The guy just opens the trunk of the car. He's got like 19 babies just there. He's like, bring the babies up.
I never saw this in my life. I'm like, what's going on right now, man?
What was your favorite fight from that event?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what it was? It was for sure Shahzeb's fight. Yeah. Shahzeb, because that was the fight that turned Shahzeb into a superstar. Because he did something interesting. We pulled on the rivalry. We did India versus Pakistan, right? We wanted to pull the strings a little bit. So he was the captain of Pakistan. He fought the captain of India. And after he won, he grabbed the flags and tied them together and made a speech about peace and how we should all love each other and we should care about each other and it's okay to be competitive, but we're one. And it was such a strange speech to hear because they have such a deep rivalry. They really don't like each other.
I was speaking about that the other day, bro. With a Pakistani girl that's also a podcast.
Oh, you talked about this? I mean, it's crazy.
It's crazy. And the fact that they basically were one country, dude. And the fact that they still meet up every year on the border and just stomp at each other.
I know.
Like they're still doing that. Like, it's like crazy.
One thing that's crazy is before the fight, I saw Shahzeb getting trolled by all the Indian fans. They were really mean. The engagement was crazy. After the fight, he gained all the Indian fans, all their love, all their admiration. And now both countries love him. And both of them look to him as a sort of hero. And that's what you want in a champion. And now he's champion, right? Now he became world champion. So for me, that's my favorite fight because it showed a homegrown star of karate combat can become a superstar, recognized by the world. You know, he got a huge award in Pakistan, you know, by the government. And I can't be more proud of that kid.
Yeah, I remember, because you have like very close relationships with your fighters.
Yes.
That a lot of promotions can say they do, but you actually do. Like, some of them sleep in your gym. Some of them sleep in your bathroom at home. Some of them sleep. But it comes to the point that you're really close to them. And I remember you were telling me the story of Shahzeb back then about how, you know, your wife kind of took the risk and used her money to kind of bring him over. And she saw something in him. And it must be quite nice to actually see that come through.
I mean, she had the vision. And no matter, you know, a lot of people didn't believe it. She had the vision and she told me, I'm going to do this. We're going to make this happen. And I said, okay, I'm with you. You know, let's see what can happen. And I can't believe how right she was. Because even the former Karate Combat president didn't want to sign him. He's like, no, this isn't going to work, whatever it is. And he was very disrespectful towards him. You know, the former president was even like kind of treating him like a dog, you know? He's like, hey, you know, he doesn't need to make that much money. Come on, negotiate better with me. He can live in your gym, right? He doesn't need to make money. I remember he said that to me when I was a coach. And I was just like, wow, the disrespect. So it went from that to now he's our world champion. And he just beat the former pound-for-pound #1 in all of Karate Combat. And not only beat him, he outclassed him. He chased him around the pit. And for a guy like that to come from the mountains, from nothing, from the gravel, sleeping on the ground with 8 people in his home, to now, I mean, he's driving a Corvette. He bought a Corvette. You saw it?
He was so
He
proud,
bought a brand new Corvette. The guy's living the life. He's a celebrity. He lives like a world champion. I promise you that. And he makes money like a world champion.
Good.
So, yeah, good for him.
You know what? That also shows on the flip side how someone supporting you could change your life, because it goes back to the same thing of the time that you've been president. So he got turned into a world champion in a year and a half.
I know.
So with someone's belief and support in you, I mean, look how long he was fighting before that.
You're right.
And he didn't have that person or that opportunity where someone took a chance. And could have been still fighting for another 5 years.
You're right.
But where you guys put your focus into him, it only took a year and a half for him to be world champion.
I can't believe it. It's
Right?
remarkable. And you know what? He's just a guy that deserves it. Because he's a good person. And he's trying to really spread a good message. He's trying to be a good role model. You know, he wakes up in the morning, he does his prayers, prays 5 times a day, you know, eats halal. He's just a good human and very accepting of everybody. And I love that. That's the type of champion you want. You know, so I'm really proud of Shazay, for sure.
So why didn't you have him on this card?
I wanted him on this card. But unfortunately, with the immigration situations in America right now, we didn't want to take a risk of taking him out of the country.
It's
and then,
weird, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's weird. I don't want to find out he can't get back in. So we had to skip. He was scheduled
Is
for
it
this
like
card.
that now, where you might, because I've seen some weird stories of people who have been working and they've been there for years and everything, and they go on holiday to see their
here's what
family and
happened.
they come back and they're like, no, you're not.
I'll tell you what happened. You see how amazing Dubai is?
Yeah.
Dubai's amazing, and when somebody doesn't act right, they get banished. They can't come back into the country. America wasn't like that. America was accepting everybody. And now it's gotten to a point where it's like, whoa, 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 pull back. So they almost need to be extreme about things to clean this place up. Because look, the ideal city in the world is like a city like Dubai. This is the ideal. America wants to be like that. You know what I mean? And I think
It's too big to be like this.
well, they need to clean it up somehow, and I think that's why.
Yeah, I know. I get that.
Yeah.
When somebody's coming back and they have 19 gang member tattoos on their face, then okay, that's one of the guys that you can get back. But when a nurse who just finished her doctorate and she's just went to South America to see her family and she's been working and you've got proof of where she's working and stuff, and then that person, I'm sure you got to give her, be like, okay,
Hey,
you know.
I'm with you. I don't know exactly every scenario. What we're doing is we're being proactive, in every athlete we have in karate combat that lives in the States, we're really doing our due diligence to make sure that they're protected and they're doing everything right and they're showing themselves as a productive part of society. So we're taking effort that way. And we haven't had a problem yet. But at the same time, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. You know what I mean?
I don't know how I feel about Trump. It's a love-hate relationship. A lot of the stuff that he says, I just love. His character and his banter, I love.
Yeah.
Bro, because you need to be like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But then there's some things that he says that I'm like, it's just not going to work. Like this golden visa. We have a golden visa here, and it works. You know why it works? Because there's no tax. Why would a millionaire pay $5 million to tax half of his money because he now has that passport? It doesn't make sense.
I totally get it. I think in my eyes, because I'm with you, I'm a big Trump supporter.
Yeah.
I love the way he is, how he presents himself. He's a powerful man, and he demands respect, and he gets the respect. No matter, people disrespect him in the beginning, maybe, but then they very quickly lose that negotiation and end up respecting him and conceding to whatever he said. What I'm doing is I'm trusting the process a little bit. You know, I think things might have to get a little rough before they get better. And I believe he's a very smart man. He has smart men around him. So I'm going to trust the process and go through it and see where it takes us.
It's better the devil you know, really, because the other options aren't great either, to be honest. So it doesn't make sense,
what else am
right?
I going to do besides trust the process?
Yeah. One thing I love about what you guys are doing is you always bring out, like even like GSP and Baz being commentators, that's something special. That,
For sure.
That combination alone, you've got the best of both generations.
Yep.
And you always seem to be bringing people out of the life after fighting and bringing them back in. And one way you've done that now is Sprung. Let's talk about him. Can you get me the fight details, his wins and losses of Tyron Sprung? Should be somewhere at the bottom. We were looking at this.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The thing is, Tyrone Sprung's been retired for, I believe, 5 years now. And he has this insane record of 107 wins, 7 losses.
107 wins, bro.
7 losses. They call him the belt collector because every organization he goes to, he just snatches their belt, snatches the heavyweight title.
Bro, 107 wins. If you did that at a fight a
can't
week,
believe it.
like, do you know?
No, that's
non-stop.
nuts. I don't know how that's even possible, but the guy's unbelievable. Power everywhere. And here's the thing. He's been retired for about, I believe, 5 years now. And he came to a karate combat event and talked to me. He's like, Asim, I want to talk to you. Thinking about fighting this. And I'm like, I'm not sure because he's been gone for so long. I don't know how serious he was. Time passes. He texts me, hey, I want to fight in this. He comes to the next event and he grabs the microphone on the broadcast and he says, Asim, if you don't get me on this card, I'm setting fire to the next karate combat. I'm back. I want the belt. I got chills right now. And I'm like, we got to do this. Heavyweight title? Let's do it. Sam Alvey stepping up to fight Tyrone Sprung. I mean, unbelievable.
I mean, I know you can't say. And I like Sam a lot. But I feel like Tyrone's a different animal, bro.
So here's the thing, man, about Sam Alvey. One, he's always the underdog.
Yeah.
And he finds ways to win. This I didn't want him to fight at heavyweight. I think it's too heavy for him. He's a light heavyweight, a 205er. I think these guys are too big for him. But he doesn't care.
No, he's so happy.
He wanted to fight Robellis.
Yeah.
6'7" Cuban that knocks everybody out in 3 seconds. He challenged Robellis. I said, look, fight Tyrone Sprung. You know, Robellis is 285, 6'7". Tyrone Sprung is about 250. Let's start there.
Yeah, take baby steps, bro.
See where you're at. Let's do a heavyweight championship fight. Whoever wins this maybe fights Robellis. And let's see where we go.
How old is Sam now?
Oh, man, I'm not sure, actually. Don't know how old. I mean, he's 34 and 18.
I mean, we're testing you now, Win. How old is Sam Alvey? Let's get on your... Come on, Jamie. Let's get out. Sam Alvey age.
Look at that. 23 fights in the UFC, Sam Alvey. That's a tremendous amount of experience, but I don't...
No, you need to Google that,
know,
bro.
Man.
See? You can't be looking for it there. It's not there, bro. I'm testing you on different levels. Google Sam Alvey and see how old he is now. And hope... For God, that your previous searches don't come up.
Let's go, Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay, 38.
So this is the point that I wanted to make.
Make it.
Doesn't have much time left fighting.
Wait, you're right. Here's something interesting about heavyweights. Heavyweights mature later. Now, I'll tell you why. People don't know this. People that, people that aren't fight analysts, they may not know this. Here's the reason. The first thing to go as you get older is your speed.
Yeah.
But you keep
really
your power.
Yeah.
As you get to the heavier weight classes, you don't need as much speed, but you need the power. So what happens is heavyweights historically are older.
Yeah, but how long would you say he's got left?
So
a couple of years.
One, I don't think he's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a real heavyweight. I think he's a light heavyweight. So I don't know if this rule applies as much for Sam Alvey. But I think heavyweights can go until 42.
Okay, so this is the point that I was going to make. So we're talking about 3-4 years left.
You're right.
So I think that's also a reason of why he's doing these crazy bucket list fights where he's saying, I'll fight them. Because he doesn't have many
You're right. He has
left.
to prove it.
So he's like, if I do it now and I don't, I got another 2 years to get back and show my worth kind of thing. So at that stage of their career, he's like, it's for a caution to the wind, bro. He's like, I'm a fighter. I'm going to get paid. Let's do it. Let's actually really test myself in these stages.
I respect that guy so much. He's working so hard. He trains very hard. His wife is part of his training camp. I don't know if you know that, which is just an amazing thing to see. And he's not scared of anything. He is not scared of anything. AJ, he will fight anybody, anytime, any weight. I promise you. And that's a rare thing to say. Does he have the skills in a striking sport to beat a guy like Tyrone Sprung at heavyweight? That's a big ask.
It's at heavyweight especially. It's anyone's game, dude. It's one hit.
That is very true.
It's one hit, whether it's a lucky hit or not. But you catch on the end of
one fight of Sprung, you got to watch this, man. There's one fight of Sprung. The bell rings, they face off, and in the first 3 seconds, Sprung gets dropped, and the world is shocked. Sprung stands up, they meet, because they did a 10 count. Yeah. They meet, Sprung KOs him clean. Immediately. Wow. Immediately. This was like a 7-second fight. It was crazy. Unbelievable fight.
Do you like those fights? I kind of don't, bro. I don't like watching those fights. Give me at least a round. Did you watch the boxing yesterday?
No, I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to see it.
That was a brawl.
Really?
That was a 12-round brawl. And you've got one fight, because Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn are British legends, bro, in boxing. So this is 30 years later where their sons are fighting each other. And one of them came up 2 weight classes to fight the other one. And it was exciting, bro.
Man, I can't believe I missed it. The time difference here. I missed the UFC too.
Dude, it's not even time difference. I was up till 3 a.m. and I woke up this morning. My wife was waking me up. She's like, you got physio? I was like, let my back hurt. It's fine. It's fine. I'm old now. It's going to hurt, bro. It's gonna hurt.
I accept it.
What are you most excited about this event?
Well, one thing about our last Dubai event, that was my third or fourth event ever.
45.
Yeah. The last Dubai event, right? That was my third or fourth event I ever did. So, although it was wonderful.
I can't believe that, bro.
I know.
I can't. It doesn't. You did it too well. You were too
I appreciate
in
you.
the, like.
I appreciate
it's
it.
It's weird that you say that to me. Even now, when you say that. Like, Vegas was which event?
My first.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
There were no nerves. You weren't walking around like, I got to make this work.
Definitely.
To me, it was just like, oh, Asim's just part of the furniture. Like, so that's a testament to you, bro. And I'm not just sucking up. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't seem like that's your third event.
I think
because nobody's going to say karate combat now at all, without either saying something good or bad about you.
Yeah,
but it's about you first. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So it's weird how you raised yourself that high in that time.
By the way, that's another thing. When I started this off, because I'm a lot younger than most people in this position as a president of combat sports, you know, and I wasn't very experienced. So I had the craziest trolls in the world. It was like, it was rough. I'm like reading this. I'm like, why are you guys so mad at me?
I remember you were a Dubai Sheikh for a while. Remember?
I was like upset about it. But then over time, I really earned all that support and the fans love it now. And the fans love me and they're supporting me. And now they're calling me one of the good guys. I'm like, wow, what a compliment that I'm able to make a positive impact because that's what I wanted all along. I think maybe people judge me by my Jafar beard and they're like, oh, this guy's a bad dude, you know? But so it really turned around. But now what I love about this is that event was my third or fourth event ever. It was fantastic in a lot of ways. But this event, we have 13 world champions fighting in one event. Bro, 13 world champions. We have a one champion fighting from one.
We're going to talk about that later because I've heard about one championship contracts, so we have something to talk about.
He escaped his contract. He's with us. We have a glory champion. That's with us. We have champions from all the other striking leagues around the world, 13 of them fighting on one card, and that's what I'm going to promise you. I'm going to say this right now, okay? From fight number 1 of the prelims, I guarantee you a world-class fight. This is my promise to the fans. A promise to all you guys. I promise. From fight number 1, it will be absolutely world-class knockouts, unbelievable fights. This is the highest level karate combat in history.
And if you need anything, I'll be handing out waters and putting you to your seats during that first fight. So just find me in the crowd, bro. I'll be there.
You know, it's a problem. There's too many important people that come to this Dubai show, which, by the way, you bring most of them, right? So now they're all there, and it's like, I got to speak to everybody. I got to make sure they're having a good time.
It's like a wedding, right? You know, in the wedding, like you don't get to eat any food because you're too busy just saying thanks to everyone and walking around and all that stuff.
So I'm walking around and I'm trying to thank everybody, and it's just like, man, this is rough. Dubai is definitely a tough event for that because the amount of faces that show up, the biggest names around, right? You've got royal family from Abu Dhabi coming, royal family from Dubai coming. You have to show your respect to those guys. You have to show your respect to, you know, some people in the sports council. Then there's a bunch of celebrities coming out nonstop. Khamzat Chimaev was there. Islam is going to be here. I mean, obviously we got Armin Sarukhin and Mokaev competing. I mean, it's nuts. These are crazy names, you know?
Mokaev, that's an interesting one to have, bro.
It is. This is really big because, look, a lot of people look at Mokaev as a grappler. They do not look at him as a striker. So they're like, how are you bringing this grappler into a striking sport? That's one criticism. The second criticism, people are saying like, hey, the UFC didn't want him. He shouldn't get an opportunity again. Guys, he's 23 years old.
And you don't know what the hell happened behind the scenes.
Come on, man.
Like, a lot of people will say that. But I always thought he was a great striker. I don't understand.
He's great.
Do you know what it is?
He's a great striker.
Like Paddy the Baddie.
Yep.
A lot of people don't rate him as much as they should rate him. Paddy he's going to be champ.
You're right.
He's going to be champ.
He's phenomenal.
Like, mark my words. And the same with Mokaev. He's a sick fighter, dude.
Sick? He's 23-0, right? 23-0, I believe, right now. I mean, he's never lost, even in his amateur career, he never lost. Multiple-time world champion. He fought for Brave, right? Fantastic fighter in Brave. Fought in the UFC, 7-0 in the UFC. I mean, What else do you want from this? The guy's a killer. Did I say his record right? I hope I said his record right. But the guy's a killer, you know?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. They're criticizing him. The haters criticize him for two things. One, they say, oh, he's a grappler. He shouldn't be in a striking sport. It's no good. The second criticism is, oh, the UFC didn't want him. He shouldn't get an opportunity again. Guys, he is 23 years old, an undefeated fighter, multiple-time world champion, undefeated in the UFC. He was number 6 ranked. Hey, he can grow.
But you know who
He
else
can
is
evolve.
a grappler? Khabib.
Yep.
You know who else is a grappler? Islam.
You're
You know
right.
how- so you can't say that. It's like, be consistent with your
You're right.
with your stuff.
You're right.
Like, do you know what I mean?
At his age, he can grow as a fighter
do
and an
anything.
individual. He
can
can
do
do
anything.
anything. He has time is on his hands.
Yeah.
You know, so what I'm saying is, look, let's go ahead and do this. Let's test him. Let's put him in a striking sport. Let's prove that his fighting style is exciting. He's willing to take risks. He's a knockout artist. Let's see if he can do it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he can't, but I believe he can.
I believe he can as well.
I believe he can. And once he proves that, okay, you silence the haters as far as fighting skills. Then character development. Hey, let's bring him back to his roots. Bring him back to karate. Put him with GSP. Put him with Basrudin. Put him with myself. Let's talk to him on what it's like to be a martial artist, on the values of karate. And once we do that, we have a complete individual, a young champion that has a ton of potential. And let's send him back to the UFC. And I'm sure they're going to be very happy
they'll
with
have
the
him
man
back.
he's going to be.
Yeah, they'll have him back.
Yeah, they will.
Sarukhin, another interesting one, grappling,
Yep.
right? And then
Yep.
you have Islam training his protege.
You know we did it on
Yeah,
purpose.
of course you did. Nothing that you guys do is just by chance,
No.
right? So you have Islam there supporting his protege who's grappling against Sarukhin.
Yep. I mean, that's a big drama in
interesting,
itself. Because look, Sarukhin, it was the day before the fight, you know, and that happened to Khabib also. And he got sick. He had to pull out. They were very understanding, but that was a big hit. Everyone was so excited to see Sarukhin versus Islam. And I said, you know what? I talked with my matchmakers and they said, we have a great idea. Armin's interested. Let's talk to Islam. Let's find his protege. Let's pin them against each other. It'll be great marketing. So I said, okay, let's do it. So Islam's like, oh, my guy will beat Sarukhin. I said, okay, great. Let's play this off. So we paired them up together.
Just the content again. There's
Yep.
just so much viral content that's coming out already from every
Oh,
event.
yeah.
And
Oh,
this one
yeah.
you can just see the way it's leading up.
It's so organic,
yeah.
you know, for sure.
What other fights that you have that's happening then?
Oh, excellent fight. So, like I told you, we have a fighter that's from ONE. He was the champion of ONE, escaped his contract, and he's with us now. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to striking sports, people say that the greatest strikers on the planet are split across 3 organizations. Karate Combat, Glory Kickboxing, and ONE Championship. Now, ONE Championship usually only has the lighter weights because they're little smaller guys. They don't have the heavier weights. Glory has the bigger guys, and then us. I really want, by the end of this year, now that I proved Karate Combat to be popular, credible, fighters are making a great living with us, right? They're driving around nice cars. They're making a good living. Once I did that, now it's time to go ahead and prove we're the best striking league in the world. So I want Glory champions. I want K1 champions, ONE champions, and that's how we're going to go ahead and make a superior roster than anybody.
It's the kumite, really, right? It's like,
Right.
you know,
The
bringing,
best of the best.
It's UFC 1.
Yes.
Bringing different styles in and different things. I always
100%.
thought that there should be a mixed promotion kind of like you know how Turkey Al Sheikh is doing now
Yep.
with the Ring magazine and all that stuff, where he's just bringing in all the different fighters from different boxers to come in and fight. I think that would be a dope event if you just had top five, UFC, Glory, Karate
Oh
Combat
my
thingy,
God.
and
that'd be
just
nuts. Let them have
let
that.
them have at it, bro. And everyone will benefit. Everyone will
You know
benefit
what?
from it.
One thing that's happening that's really strange, because like in my eyes, when it comes to MMA, right? Let's just talk about MMA. MMA, UFC's the king. Then you got PFL. Bellator's gone. And that's kind of it. Maybe ONE championship, but they don't really do MMA fights too much anymore. So PFL and UFC, PFL kind of is falling off, man. I don't know what's happening, man. Fighters are really upset about it. They're going off. It's kind of getting to a point where it's about to only be the UFC in the MMA space. And that's why I don't want to touch MMA. I don't want to go against the UFC.
But you say that, bro, and every 2 weeks you just put a sneaky little rule in that's bringing it closer.
No,
and
no,
closer.
no, no, no.
You'd be like,
No.
just karate. And then like 2 weeks later, you were like, let's add some elbows. And then
So,
after that, you were
here's
like,
the thing.
yeah, a little bit of ground and pound. 5 seconds, 5 seconds.
I had a plan for this rule set from when I started. So when I started, I wrote down exactly how to fix the rule set because the last president was a point fighter. He never really fought in his life, and he had no experience. So the rule set he made, there was no thigh kicks. There was no knees to the head, no elbows. A lot of things were illegal. Strange things were illegal. No hammer fists. This just, it didn't make sense. So I rewrote all the rules to fix it. But the founder's like, look, do it slowly so it's digestible.
If you do it at once,
if you do it at once, people are going to flip out. Go a little bit, evolve the rule set over time. So I think it took me like a 6-7 month period where I finally evolved the rule set over time. And then now we're good.
What was the last one that you did?
The last event.
Last rule that you implemented?
The last rule that I implemented were the elbows.
Okay, do you have 12 to 6 or no?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And we were one of the first ones to have 12 to 6 because right when the rule came out, I did it right away. When the rule came out, we had an event coincidentally like the week after. And I'm like, guys, 12 to 6, let's go. Let's go. And I gave all the fighters, like, guys, try it. It's excellent. I made sure to motivate them.
It must be a weird thing when they're used to fighting a certain way and all of a sudden your new rules out and then someone does it in a fight, but they're not thinking... Because obviously you'll leave a lot of things out because you're like, well, he can't catch me with that, so it's all right. There must have been a few times where people were not ready for that, right?
That's a great question. So check this out. The evolved roster of Karate Combat, these guys are high-level fighters. They're used to these rules. These are the rules they train with every single day. The old roster, the original roster, those guys are pure point fighters. So most of them, they quit. They retired. They're not going to fight anymore because they... Dude, I was trying to pair them up. They wouldn't fight anybody. They wouldn't accept a fight against anybody. Out of the 180 fighters that were on the old roster, there might have been like 7 high-level ones. 7. It was a very weak roster. Most of them quit. Most of them denied opponents. Man, I don't want to go into too much detail, but some of the most famous fighters even are scared to fight anybody. Still to today.
That's a weird thing because if you're going to be a fighter, then you're a fighter. You're a gladiator. It's not about who you're fighting. As long as it's not, okay, you're a lightweight, you're fighting this heavyweight, you're going to be like, hey, this is a bit unsafe, guys. But you shouldn't be scared. And a lot of people that I know who are fighters in the UFC and all different, they're not scared of anyone. No. They don't care. They don't even, they just say, just give me the contract and let's sign it, right?
Their mission is to prove that they're the best in the world.
But even if it's not, a good friend of mine, Ty Tuivasa, you remember Bam Bam?
Yeah.
I remember we were talking to him on an episode and he was like, bro, I don't care about any of that. I just like money. He was like, I honestly don't care. I'll fight anyone because money. So even there's that side of it where it's like, okay, you want to prove that you're a great fighter, but you also want to make loads of money so you can quit and not have to worry about working in an office, right? So why are you not taking any fight anyway? Because 9 times out of 10, it's very safe. You might get whooped.
Yeah.
But you're going to be all right and you're going to have a check at the end of it. So just take the fight anyway. Even if you think you're going to lose, just take the fight and get the check.
I'll tell you something ridiculous. In the old roster, remember, there are a lot of point fighters, right? One of them tried to negotiate with me and is like, look, you added thigh kicks. It's far more dangerous. I want to get paid double my purse. I said, look, you're already getting paid UFC money.
Yeah.
It's kicks to the thigh.
That doesn't make any sense.
Kicks to the thigh. And you know what he did? He retired.
Bro, that's crazy.
Crazy?
Right now,
it's nuts.
I'm telling you right now, today, if you offered me $1 million, I'm saying it. If you offered me $1 million to fight Islam or even Francis Ngannou, I'd do it. And I'm not saying I'd get even a punch in, but I'd oil up. I'd put those trousers on, bro. I'd look sick. I might shred a little bit before just so I look the part even more, bro. Yeah. And I'd go in and I'd get knocked out, and then I'd just be like, "Yeah, Asim, just send me that check to the bank, please, because my jaw's hurting and I got insurance here." It's like,
it's just, I don't know, man. I can't understand. Oh, what am I saying? Look, you have a unique talent where I don't even have to tell you any background. You somehow find the questions. So you're talking about fighters that are scared right now, right? Fighters that are scared for matchups. We're putting something to a vote for the token holders, okay? They can vote on this. We're going to do something called open matchmaking.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have my 2 matchmakers, right, pick a fight. And we're going to put it out to the public and say that we've offered this fight. So if a fighter declines, you have to decline publicly.
Oh, wow.
So go ahead. Hey, no problem. You want to say no to an opponent? It's okay. Tell everybody that you don't want to fight him. No problem. You're scared? or you have an excuse, tell everyone your excuse. Because now fans will start knowing who this person is. Because a lot of fighters, what they do is, and look, some people in my gym do this, and it's very annoying. Some fighters in my gym do this. They want to pretend they work hard. They put on their Instagram, no one works as hard as me. They do push-ups, they're drenched in sweat.
Last one out.
They squeeze their shirt, the sweat falls off. Nobody does what I do. And I know that they don't train hard. I know them, I see them. Same thing on the roster. They want to pretend everyone's scared of me. I can't, no one wants to fight me. I can't get a fight because nobody wants to fight me. Meanwhile, they denied 5 opponents. There's guys in my gym like that, and I get very upset. I'm like, guys, stop pretending nobody wants to fight you. You're scared to fight. You want to fight guys with even records. You don't want to fight.
They should just get released if that's the case.
So I've released most of these guys, but from now on, there needs to be more than that. This open matchmaking idea, I think, is a great way for the fans to know, like, hey, Asim didn't just release him and kick him out of the organization. No, this is what happened. He was offered 3 guys, and he denied them. You know what I mean? Because what happens right now is I've been releasing guys, and then they'll talk on their Instagram, oh, Karate Combat released me because this guy, and they start making up a whole story. I don't want any of that. Let's put it all to the public. So open matchmaking coming soon.
That's dope. What happened to Scribbles? Is he still with you guys?
I love this guy. Scribbles.
I love
Scribbles is a
crazy.
real one, man. Scribbles will fight anyone again, anywhere, whatever way. He doesn't care about nothing.
But
he's such a real one.
He's from the Caucasus Mountains. Those guys are different, bro.
And when I said the original roster have 7 world-class world-class guys, the original roster, he's one of them. He's one of the 7.
Is he still with Karate Combat?
Yeah. He fights first. Look, right now, he's in his place in his career. He's like, look, I'm getting older. I'm a very good wrestler, very good grappler. I want to fight MMA also. So we said, okay, no problem. Go ahead, venture out, compete in MMA. If you want to come back to Karate Combat, you have a home here for the rest of your life. It's not going to be a question.
Yeah, I love that guy, honestly. He just even has that look, bro. Just the beard. That's just everything. And you're just like, he's not playing around.
He's a monster. I love that guy. Very good guy.
Let's talk about the Apex, bro.
Yes, sir.
Because the Goat Shed already is a home away from home.
You're right.
The PI Center is going to be a whole different story, right?
The thing is, right now, the Goat Shed MMA team, and that's how I started. That's where I got my name from, and that's how I became Karate Combat president, was because the Goat Shed's so viral. It's just such a powerful MMA team, We attract a lot of eyes. A lot of UFC fighters want to visit us. Everyone's curious when they walk in, like, what is this place going to be? You know what I mean? So with the Goat Shed, we have a 90% win rate. We've maintained that. Right now, my record might be off. I believe, I got to check my phone. It's like 135 wins, 18 losses, something like that. So we have a 90% win ratio. And in the UFC, we're 14-3. Unbelievable win record in the UFC, So people are curious what's happening here. But the gym is a small little garage.
Which, again, doesn't look like it because you know how to angle the shit out of your videos, bro. I thought the Goat Shed was massive, bro.
Very small. Very small. It's a cage, mats, and me. That's what it is. It's not like a real facility, And what happens is I've had so many homegrown athletes, many, that I've got into 13-1, that I've got into, 11-1, 9-0, 7-0, 6-0. These are all real people. And they leave, and then whatever happens to them, happens to them. But what happens is they leave. Why? One, they start feeling like a celebrity. We're about to get into the UFC, and they want to go to a gym that has a cold plunge, a sauna. They want to feel like a celebrity. And although it's not right in a lot of ways, because so much effort is just wasted in the beginning, I get it, sure. So I really feel like we're going to create the most elite facility a fighter could possibly want, and it's going to help in a lot of different ways. Now, not only do you have high-level coaching in MMA from myself and my coaching staff, but now you have a high-level facility. We have everything you need. We're going to be throwing events there every month.
Wow, so it's got the space for events as well.
That's what we're doing. The Goat Shed is going to double as a Karate Combat Apex.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to have studio seating. We're going to have the lights, event lighting, everything. And we're planning to put the pit, full-size pit in there, okay? We'll have events for Karate Combat. We'll have events for MMA organizations. I already talked to 3. Talking to APFC, LFA, making sure that, hey, guys, you can rent out this stadium whenever you want
with the pit
for your events. No, we take the pit, we put the cage. We put the cage for them. We have a full-size cage for them. But we're going to be throwing events every month. So now the fighters, and we're going to have dorms in the gym, right? So now the fighters can,
finally,
they can live inside the gym, train on a daily basis, and every month they're going to be involved in an event that's going to prepare their psychology for when they fight in the UFC, when they fight wherever they fight,
It's like, back in the day when I was playing football and stuff, they had, these YTS centers where the youth training scheme where you'd go there, you'd play football, you'd live there, and that's what it is, right? For the youngsters up and coming, it's kind of like university, but it has the dorms and everyone knows what they're doing. It's like what's it called? The show.
The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, the Ultimate Fighter.
That's exactly, that's what we're trying to do. So we're trying to build basically the Ultimate Fighter just daily basis in real life. We want a 24/7 stream because crazy stuff happens.
Yeah, 100%.
When you house a bunch of really good fighters together, it's not a peaceful place. So we want to film it. So it's a content hub.
Virality again,
Yeah, we'll have cameras everywhere.
CCTV.
Filming nonstop 24/7 and it'll be a show. I don't know where the content's going to live yet. We're talking to Twitch, we're talking to Rumble, we're talking to...
Open your own one. Open your own website.
Or that.
A friend of mine, he has that. He used to be a gamer, and now he travels around the world to the most dangerous slums and all that stuff, and he films it. And he actually got kidnapped, and they ransomed him and everything.
Wow.
His name's Arab. You should check out his stuff.
Okay.
So his videos were getting taken down from YouTube. So he was like, all right, this is enough. And he built Taboo TV, which is his own website and his own videos where people subscribe with a membership.
Wow.
And they just watch all the stuff on there.
I love that.
So maybe that's something that you guys
Maybe
should
we do it on the Karate Combat app.
Yeah.
You could just tune in on TV like Go TV or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and just have your own thing.
Yeah.
So when is this happening now?
So our first event in our Apex is going to be June 20th.
So it's built.
So check this out.
Okay.
It will be ready for events. It won't be ready for fighters to train there yet. That's going to take a couple months to build.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to construct as we go.
June what?
June 20th will be the first event at the Apex.
Knowing you, the last brick is going to go down June 19th, bro.
You know
Knowing the way he
it's
do
going to go down in the
this.
morning, June 20th. God damn it, AJ knows it. He knows it, man.
Like, okay, let's go.
That's how you know he's worked Karate Combat events, you know?
100%.
Oh my
But it's
gosh.
good. I think you do it on purpose now. I think in the beginning it was figuring it out, and then you got the rush, right? You don't do drugs, so it's the closest thing that you can get to a higher, right? So it's like, let me just do everything last minute so I'm on that thing.
You know what? I got to pause right now. The thing that, the really secret sauce, and I think I mentioned this last time too, is my wife. So over the course of time, you know, the founders of Karate Combat, they didn't want to hire my wife. They're like, no, we don't want to. It's just a conflict of interest. We can't.
And they saw it as nepotism, right?
Yeah. And I said, but look, she's the most competent person I know, and she works just as hard as me.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. She must be part of the team. So she started working for free for Karate Combat at first, you know, just helping out. But very quickly they realized that she's one of the few people you could give a task from start and she'll complete it herself. Because usually you have to check up on people.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't have to check up on my wife. My wife will get it done. She's head of operations now.
Yeah.
So when it comes to getting things done, she gets it done. It's freaking crazy, man. Like she'll go to her fingers bleed to get something done. Sometimes I'm like, hey, calm down. Let's go to dinner. I can't go to dinner. Like if I show you my text message, I said, hey, come to AG's podcast to watch. You know I don't have time for that. I'm like, oh my God. I'm gonna go ahead and get on this podcast and not say anything. But she's right. It's just so much is riding on her back and my back right now.
She sees it as her thing, just like you do.
Exactly.
You like from what I get from you, and we talk off camera and we talk on, you know, on the phone and WhatsApp and all that stuff all through the year anyway, whether there's an event or not. And the vibe I've always got is that you don't work for Karate Combat. Like you are Karate Combat.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And I get that. And again, I'm not just saying that for the sake of you being here. I get that feeling from you where it's not, I mean, you should have many shares in it.
Yeah,
right now,
I do.
Okay.
And by the way, shout out to Salman Khan for helping me with that because he really made sure that the founders knew.
Yeah.
He's like, give him his shares. He went off on him once and he helped me out with that. But yes, so I do.
Okay,
you know,
so that makes sense for you to have now because again, it's and you get it with Dana as well, and these people where actually it's only Dana. The PFL and Chaetri, I don't feel like.
No.
This is a business for them. It's not personal.
It is a business for them.
Do you know what I mean?
This is very personal. You said it best. This is very personal.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was going to become this, but yes, Karate Combat became me. Like I'm like the guy, right?
Yeah.
The face of it. So if it goes well, if it goes bad, it's going to be me. So I got to make sure this thing goes well. And my wife feels the same damn way. She's like, this is my husband's face.
Yeah.
We got to make sure this goes well.
100%.
You know, so we have our whole life into making this happen. That's one of the big motivations to opening up the Apex anyways. Because our goal is we want to have 2 Karate Combats a month. That's the goal. And if we want to do that by next year, having an apex where we can throw fight nights.
Yeah, and you're not paying
That's what
all
I'm saying.
these fees that you're paying to rent out all these places and stuff. It just makes sense.
And we want more content. There needs to be more. There needs to be a pit content on the daily basis. You know, and by the way, your podcast studio is an inspiration. I want to build a podcast studio in my gym. And I love you have all these beautiful setups. It's giving me a lot of great ideas.
I'm just going to use that corner there, and I'm going to build the corner of the pit in the editor's suite there.
Oh, so that would be sick.
So you can just edit there.
That's actually kind of cool,
it's
right?
Kind of cool, right?
The corner of a pit,
yeah, I think you should for sure. And just use that as a thing.
You might have something there. That might be it.
Copyright.
Shit.
This video has been copyrighted by Jibber with Jabba 2025. Now, you should do it.
That's a great idea.
You want to talk about Singapore?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
No, but I mean, do you want to talk about it the way we spoke about it?
Okay.
On WhatsApp. And no, not Singapore, Thailand.
That was rough.
Was it Thailand?
Thailand, yeah.
Thailand, yeah. Because that was the funniest conversation and voice note that I received, bro.
Oh my god!
Because I get these voice notes from you every now and then. That one was the funniest one. That was literally the bat signal for me. Like,
that was the bat signal.
You shot it out for me, AJ.
You were my last, and you know what? I didn't want to bother you, AJ. I didn't want to bother you. So you know, when I messaged you, it was like things were gonna blow. I was gonna cry. So here's what's happening, and you're gonna love this because my mom's here. She's a big part of the story. The event happened in big part because she gave everyone the courage to continue. But go ahead and explain what I messaged you.
You explain it to me, bro.
Okay. All right. So here's
I want
what
to hear
happened.
it again. It's amazing.
I'm out in Thailand doing this event, and look, hey man. Chaetri from One Championship, he wanted to battle with me. He was doing it behind the scenes. He was trying to take fighters. I mean, he was blocking fighters from. It was a big mess. He pulled fighters out from our event. It's crazy, which is completely. I mean, and look, how do I know this? The fighters themselves, their managers are telling me, hey, Chaetri personally called our team and said, if we fight for you, we can never have an opportunity with One Championship again. Our gym will be blacklisted if we fight for you. So gym owners, managers, and fighters are all telling me that Chaetri personally is blacklisting people that help Karate Combat. I had no problem with him. I had no issues. So he did that to us in Dubai. He pulled my co-main event, man. It was a big problem for us. We had to move the fight down, get a new opponent last minute. It was a big mess. Wasted a lot of money on marketing. Okay, he did it to me again. So I said, you know what? That's it. Now I'm going after him. So I went to Singapore first. Then after that, I said, let me go to his home. We're going to go to Thailand. And when I went to Thailand, I had a friend of mine call me from Combate Global. He's the president there. He said, Asim, you got to stop this. Cancel your event. You got to go back home. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, listen, I'm getting word that something bad's going to happen to you. If you get hit by a car, if you get hurt, it's not an accident. Just know that. That's what he told me. I'm like, and then all of a sudden, all the gyms in the area are warning me, hey, One Championship is calling all of us saying that they're going to blacklist all of us if we fight for you. Like, we have to be very careful. I start losing fighters off my card. And I'm having to replace them on a week's notice. And they're all like apologizing. I lost some big stars on that card, but nobody realized it because I filled it up back. But then the venue dropped me. The venue dropped me like 2 days before my event.
Yeah.
And oh my God, man, it was such a mess for us. So, you know, at one point, I was scared for my safety.
And they were saying you were going to get arrested as well.
I was going to get arrested. They said that I was going to get arrested. I was scared for my safety. And what happened was, I think it got to a point where I was so desperate. I thought I was going to be arrested. We heard that we were going to get raided at our event and I was going to be arrested. That's what it was. And I said, okay, let me text AJ. I say, AJ, you know some powerful people in Dubai. Can they call the royal family in Thailand and work out some sort of truce? Like, I'm representing Dubai out here, you know? It's my home away from home. Can you please work out a truce with the royal family in Thailand? He said, okay, let me see what I can do.
It worked out in the end.
It worked out in the end. And you know what happened? I'll tell you this. I had people from my team fly back to America because they were scared to get arrested, by the way. Like people in our audio team, production team,
Bro,
they
I
flew
get
back.
it, bro. You don't want to be arrested in Thailand, bro, because those
Definitely not.
jails are not.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
We got together. We all sat down. It was like 3 a.m. All the production team, all of Karate Combat, operations team, everybody, and my mom. And we all sat down and they're like, we have to pull this event. We have to cancel this. And I'm sitting there and my mom was like, you can't do it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, we have to do this. You have to do the event. And I'm like, what if I get arrested? She's like, listen to this. You bring an event, a multi-million-dollar event to Thailand, provide opportunities for all the Thai people, and the Thai government arrests an American?
Yeah.
She's like, that's world news.
Yeah.
She's like, that's great publicity.
That's even more viral.
You'll survive in jail. Don't worry, you know how to fight. And that's great. Let's do it. Let's do it. If they're going to arrest you, let it happen. They'll arrest us. No problem. And when she said that, all of us were like, let's do it. So we didn't know what was going to happen. We went there. By the way, police did come. Army people did come. And they actually supported us.
Nice.
They actually sat there and supported us. So it was really great. The Thai people were wonderful. They loved the event. They actually feel like this is the next evolution in striking sports. So they were really happy.
Mama's got that old school Dolph Lundgren attitude. If he dies, he dies.
Let's go.
The show must go on.
Yes. Hey, she said those exact words, by the way. She's like, the show must go on. That was the exact words.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. So now we're waiting for everyone to come in now. Everyone's landing today, day after. Baz is landing tomorrow. Is it tomorrow or the day after?
I believe tomorrow.
We're close, bro.
We're very close. We're very close. You know, tickets just went on sale a couple days ago. But let me tell you something. Although we're cutting it close, we just released ticket sales only 9 days before the event. The place, mark my words, is still going to be packed.
Yeah, 100%.
It's still going to be packed. Now, check this out. You don't remember this maybe. Last year in Thailand, last year in Dubai, maybe we shouldn't talk about what happened the day before.
Which part?
There was a lot of water.
Oh, yeah. No, it was Jumanji, bro.
It was Jumanji.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we speak about
yeah,
that?
Of course.
There was a biblical flood.
Yeah.
It was like, it was the flood. Noah's Ark swam by us.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
the animals
nuts.
were just waving at us.
Yeah, the animals were like, goodbye. We don't know what's going to happen. There was a flood in Dubai, and our arena was water up to your hip the day before.
The pit was filled with water.
The pit was filled with water the day before. There was no way, and I hate to be arrogant, I don't think any promotion on the planet would have pulled off an event. An outdoor event during a biblical flood. We did it. We pumped the water out of there. And by the way, Dubai's a phenomenal place because they pumped the water out of everywhere. The speed was. And by the way, fighters were sleeping in the airport, waiting for the water to get released. And finally, they could land their planes, came in, and we had an event, and nobody even knew there was a flood the day before. Nobody even knew it. That's how remarkable Dubai is, and that's how remarkable the Karate Combat team is.
100%. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to Abu Dhabi as well. Are we allowed to talk about Abu Dhabi?
Yes. Yeah. We could talk about
Abu Dhabi, December.
I believe it was November.
November.
There's a big week in Abu Dhabi. There's Consensus, a big crypto week over there, and we're going to go ahead and join them for that. So one of the events, actually, I just went to a polo crypto game.
You
know, it was an event right now here in Dubai, and I met with some of the organizers, and they're all very excited about it. That's going to be a huge event in Abu Dhabi. I want UAE to be my home. I want to be here. You don't understand. I want to have as many events as possible in the UAE because I don't know what it is. Something happens when I land here, and my wife feels it too, which is strange because she's Colombian, but we just feel like this is our home. It's strange. It gives me like a warm feeling.
It is that kind of place. But one thing I wanted to touch on as well is Abu Dhabi, great. But Dubai, I tell you why Dubai is better. And this is, I'm not talking about which part of the Emirates. Why Dubai is better for karate combat. Because there's never any fighting sports here. UFC, Abu Dhabi. Everything that happens, Abu Dhabi, Abu Dhabi, Abu Dhabi. Comedy, Abu Dhabi. All the festivals, Abu Dhabi. So it's so nice for us to actually have something in Dubai here.
I never thought of it that way. That's interesting.
You're the only fight promotion that's in Dubai.
You're very
PFL
right.
just now, a couple of months ago, came and did an event. But it was not, it wasn't
the card was terrible.
Yeah.
Dude, what's happening? You know, I don't know what's happening over there, man. Because they have so much money that they just blow. But how do you have all this funding and all your fighters are pissed at you? Like, if fighters started coming out and talking bad about me like that, like my high-level guys just coming out and bashing me, man, I think I would cry in a corner somewhere and not want to do an event ever again. Like, it'd break my heart. I really try to take care of my fighters. You know, I'll tell you this. It's very important, in my opinion, that the champions of an organization represent a champion lifestyle.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like the champions of karate combat are out there buying homes, buying themselves homes, buying their family homes.
That's the point of
buying
it, though,
new
isn't
cars.
it?
But look, there's a major promotion, and I don't want to say the name because I love the people involved. Major organization, their world champion, I saw him, he's a bouncer in Miami. He's working at a nightclub. But it's your world champion.
There's a lot of them,
have to do that.
I know a few promotions where the champion was getting like $5,000.
Oh my God.
And we're talking about title fights, defending his title, and I'm just like,
You know, I know some champions of major promotions like that too. And they're fighting the best of the best for very little money, man.
imagine like,
And they fight 2 times a year. Even if they fight for 10-10, they make 20K 2 times a year. It's 40 grand.
bro,
And they're a fighter.
That's not even their rent for a year. Imagine they have a family.
No. Oh,
That's fine for an
God.
18-year-old, even to start with. But
It's terrible.
bro, schooling here, I have to fight like 9 times a year
Right.
just to pay the schooling, let alone everything else, dude. So it's kind of crazy, like in that. What would you say now, Jamie? Can we get the other thing back up? This is even funnier because his name's not even Jamie, but I'm going to call him Jamie for the next 10 years, just because none of the other one. We know how old Sam is. The first one, no, the WhatsApp. What was I saying before this?
I have no idea.
See, he won't listen to me for this whole hour that we've been talking. He just doesn't even listen to anything I'm saying. What was I saying? It was going to be really important. It was going to be profound. I think, do you know why I can't remember it? Is because
No, the
he keeps
WhatsApp.
messing up all of the stuff that I'm trying to get on the screen.
The WhatsApp.
Just the WhatsApp that I sent you. Okay, that's what
There
I was
we
going
go.
to say.
Yes.
So what do you think is needed? Not needed, but what do you think can make Karate Combat even better than it already is?
Well, here's the thing. The whole year last year, there's a couple missions of mine. One was to evolve the roster. Because if you want people to really love Karate Combat, they need to be watching world-class fights, okay? So I spent the whole year, I have 2 matchmakers, they're very young kids. Their job is to scourge the earth for the greatest strikers, and then what they do is they create a PowerPoint, and once a week, they pitch me. They have bullet points, highlight videos, and they pitch me why we should sign this guy. How old is he? What has he done? Here are the videos. And I say, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. We did the whole year, we did that to evolve the roster. Right now, I promise you, and I'm going to prove it this year, we have the greatest striking roster on the planet. I promise you. These guys are so special. You know, with Robellis knocking people out in 3-4 seconds.
Every fight.
Every
not
fight.
Just, not just one fight, yeah.
And he's not fighting bums. Let me
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
you something. Robellis knocked out the number 5 ranked guy in South America. Then he knocked out the number 4 ranked guy in Brazil. Both of them in 3-4 seconds. Like, this is madness. I've never seen this in my life. Mike Tyson is an absolute legend, but he wasn't knocking guys out in 2-3 seconds. I've never heard of this. He's a special man when it comes to striking sports. Plus, he's an Olympic medalist. You have Robellis. You have Tyrone Sprung, the belt collector. Unbelievable. You have Ailini Pereira, Alex Pereira's sister, who is blowing up.
Question about that. Are you afraid, not afraid, but are you aware that UFC are going to try to snipe her from you?
Look.
Because they will for sure.
You know, one problem that I have, I don't want to keep a fighter away from their dreams. I hate that the UFC and that the PFL and other promotions keep fighters away from their dreams.
They gatekeep.
Yeah, and the fighter's begging, let me go, please. I haven't fought in 2 years. Let me go. I want to go to the UFC. And no, you're not going to go.
Yeah, if you're going to
This
keep a
is
fighter,
crazy.
at least keep them active.
Dude, but this is madness. Like, okay, I understand we're signing contracts and stuff, and that's our word, okay? I get that, but I can't keep you from your dreams. That's why I try not to sign MMA fighters. I try to sign pure strikers. People that are not interested in, they don't want to wrestle. That's not their passion. They don't want to do jiu-jitsu. They
Does
want to
Aline
do
wrestle?
striking. Say it again.
Does she wrestle? She must wrestle, no?
Her passion is striking. Her
Okay.
passion is striking. So at first it was like, oh, I might go to the UFC. And now she's like, you know what? I feel so at home. I love it here. But if one day she comes to me, she's awesome. I want to go to the UFC. I love jiu-jitsu. I love MMA. I love the whole game. I don't mind grappling. I want to do it. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but I can't hold the fighter back from their dreams.
Yeah.
But that's why, look, for my business to survive, I'm signing pure strikers. I want to sign the greatest Muay Thai fighters in the world, the greatest karate combat fighters in the world, the greatest Taekwondo fighters in the world. I want to sign those guys because those guys don't have the passion for MMA. That's not their goal, you know?
That's actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I now gave you an open budget, you're not going to run out of money. We're talking open budget. Your next event, what's it going to look like?
Wow. You know what's crazy? Because you said it best right now. We spend a lot of money. I'm kind of getting all the fights that I want, though. There's not really a fight that I'm like, oh, I can't put together. Putting together all the fights I want to put together. What fight? Because look, I have Tyrone Sprung right now, too.
It doesn't have to be fighters. Can be anything. Can be anything. What would you add to the promotion as a whole?
Okay, you know what? there's some parts of Pride. Remember Pride FC back then?
Of course.
That I love. Look, for example, Boss Rudin was a commentator in Pride. That's why I have Boss. I love Boss. Lenny Hart, the announcer, Vanderlei Silva, all that stuff. I love Lenny Hart. She commentates our promotion whenever we're on this side of the world because she's my favorite announcer ever.
Yeah.
I love some of the theatrics of Pride. I would love to invest in some of those things, you know, those giant LED screens, the fighters line up in the background. Remember that?
Yeah,
and the
100%.
music. And one thing, okay, I don't know if you remember this. You have to be a big nerd to remember this. The president of Pride once had that sumo wrestling thong on hitting the drums. You ever saw that?
The drums or the
It was
gong?
the giant thong. Yeah. What is it called? What is
The
it
gong.
called? Tong.
The gong.
Gong.
The
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's hitting it. Doom.
Yeah.
Man, I want to wear a
you
sumo
wanna wear a
wrestling
thong.
thong.
Yeah.
You know, I'll wax my ass.
Yeah.
Stand out there just shirtless, just banging and the fighters in the background. I want to do something crazy like that.
Bro, now that you said that, I just want to make it very clear. I will sponsor that gong. Sponsored by Jibber with Jabber, 100%. In fact, I'm going to send you that gong to your house just so you can send me a WhatsApp video. That's easily achievable, bro.
AJ.
Your dreams are very easily achievable, bro. We can get it.
So this is a terrible thing to say, but Karate Combat actually posted that on their Twitter account.
Okay.
And they found a sponsor. And the
Okay.
sponsor is buying it. And in our first Apex event, I'm going to be in a thong. So I'm setting this up to lead into that. It's happening. It's
Okay,
happening.
so, yeah.
So I've been working out and,
but-
trying to get back.
Just doing glutes.
for that.
Only glutes, bro.
Glutes.
Everything
Just
else
glutes.
you're going to leave.
Just kickbacks.
doing the kickbacks in the gym with a little tripod and stuff, right? Filming. Bro,
Exactly.
it's really weird that me as a grown man with 3 kids is so excited to see that.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate
Like,
it.
I'm so excited
It'll
to
be
see
fun.
you wearing a thong with 2 sticks in your hand,
Yes.
banging on a gong.
But look, honestly, Pride was such a beautiful show. I derive a lot of inspiration from Pride. I want to bring back some of that, man. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Japan.
Have you been before?
I've never been.
Bro, it's crazy. I was in Tokyo in December with Red Bull.
Man, I want to
It's
go.
amazing.
I want to go bring Karate Combat to Japan, to the Super Arena, you know, do something crazy. Like have a fighter jump off a plane and parachute down into the fight. Like I want to do something
That's
over
really
the top.
interesting. So why is Japan not an option?
It's, you know what's very ironic? Wow. And we didn't set up the call. I have a call with the president of K1.
Okay.
And we're supposed to speak about possibly doing some sort of partnership and bringing Karate Combat to Japan. After this conversation, because you just told me, you just put in my perspective, what would be a dream of yours? I'm going to take this to Japan. I'm going to do it.
100%.
And I want to pay homage to Pride even.
Yeah, and it fits perfectly there.
Yeah.
And you're at a stage now with the notoriety and the virality that I don't think anyone wouldn't want you there. Like, I don't think it's...
No, they would love us
Yeah,
there.
it's not a hard... Like, maybe in the beginning it was like, hey, guys, we have this promotion. But now it's very easy for you to just make a little B-roll for them
sure.
and just be like, you guys want this or not? Like,
Yes.
that kind of thing.
Yes.
And you'll easily get it.
Easily. I think we can happen. You know, there's a lot of ways to match up the card. I'm already thinking, do you want to do K1 versus Glory in Karate Combat rule set? You get K1 World Champions, Glory World Champions. That would be a big one. Do we do China versus Japan? There's a lot of things we could do there. There's a lot of really
You always
cool-
want to touch on generational racism in your events, like literally,
the best.
like all that stuff.
You know, you know what I did? I don't know if you know about this.
Bro, I have a feeling you're gonna do like a white v black event, bro. Just like
One day,
everything
one
that
day.
you can, bro. Just like,
Remember Bryce Mitchell's comments?
Yeah.
Do you know
yeah,
about
of course,
that?
his crazy YouTube videos.
Okay, all those comments. Well, as soon as he made those crazy comments about the Holocaust and all this, right away, I hit up a manager. I said, hey, do you have any Jews that can grapple him? And I said, okay, let's get a guy. We'll call him Jiu-Jitsu. That's his style. And put Jiu-Jitsu versus Bryce Hall.
Mitchell, yeah.
And I set up the match.
Oh wow.
And he ended up pulling out.
Why?
So a couple of reasons. Well, one thing, his wife was really concerned about his safety because he's receiving a lot of death threats.
So racist. I don't want any of the Jew to rub off on me, bro.
So he was really concerned about the death threats. His wife was really concerned. But then he got mad at me. You won't believe why he pulled out. He put a video and said, they AI'd my ear and they made me look feminine.
I saw that
Yes,
video.
They made me look
I saw
feminine.
that, right?
And
his eyebrows or something,
and what
right?
did he say? He said, they're trying to queer me out. And I know they're doing it on purpose. And I hit up my team and I'm like, dude, why'd you guys AI his ear? And I said, well, his face was turned this way. We want it to turn this way. I said, just flip it.
Flip it, yeah,
Just
yeah.
flip it. Why'd you have to AI his ear? Now this guy pulled out. He's mad. So Bryce
I don't know
asked
why
me to
he would
apologize.
think that somebody would want to. Like,
Come on,
come on. The
man.
guy wants
Why would I
to.
ruin my own show
Yeah.
by making a weird poster of you?
Yeah,
I didn't mean to do
it's bad
that.
enough that you're in a thong, bro. Bagging stuff is like,
Well,
I'm not
okay.
trying to do that, bro.
okay. Well, so he asked for an apology. So, I put a public apology, for queering him out, which I didn't mean. But he never really responded after that. That was weird. I apologize. I did what he said. Maybe he didn't think I was serious. I made a serious apology on my Instagram, but obviously it's going to sound ridiculous. I can't make it sound real because it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I tried to be as nice as I could. But anyways, the match fell through. But yeah, I do play on some weird generational racism there.
Yeah.
I don't know why I do that.
We've got to see what else is left,
Man,
man.
can you imagine we had KC, Karate Combat, we have KC 50, KC 51, all this stuff, right? Imagine we had KC WW3, so KC World War III, and you put Russia versus Ukraine, you put well, let's not go through
Germany
all of them, but
versus-
just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could do something fun there. People will watch.
Yeah,
I'll be
you'll
blacklisted
you'll be
forever as a
blacklisted.
promoter.
100%.
You know?
I don't know. Can you really get cancelled as a fight promotion?
I don't want to try though. That's,
No. First
But
of all,
I would wanna
First of all,
watch.
please come on, let's try. Like, second of all, no. I mean, like, can you? Because
I don't know.
the supporters of fight promotions, very, very. I mean, 0.00001. No, I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say. 1% that you'll find a Karen in that supporter, even the
Yeah, you're
casuals.
right.
Anyone that's going to be a fan of a fight promotion is going to see the funny side of it.
I mean, you would want to watch that, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like
saying.
countries
Like, I
versus
don't think you
countries.
can, as a fight promotion, like Rogan.
Yeah.
They tried to cancel Rogan. Absolutely no one was involved in that.
Nobody.
was even entertaining
But this
it.
might be, pull on some sensitive issues. This is pretty sensitive, no? Because these rivalries cause casualties.
Okay, but at the same time, it's one thing calling it that. It's another thing having the people actually saying, "Yeah, we want to fight against these guys."
Yeah.
It's
You could do.
they're
You could
doing
even
it
do like a
there.
theme, it's a peace thing. Like that.
Yeah,
Hey, we're,
they're just-
competi-
like
we're
the
competing
Shazam
peacefully.
thing.
Like Shazam, you're competing peacefully. Now, let me ask you. Let's say you did do something like Russia versus Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
5-on-5 and whatever they
and then
fight.
you had
And,
Zelensky dancing around in the background before.
but now here's the thing: when a certain country wins, let's say Russia wins, okay?
Yeah.
What do they win? Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you donate
Is it bragging rights or is
to
it
one
yeah.
country and maybe not another? Then it gets.
I mean, that's where it gets a bit
Okay,
tricky, bro.
sorry,
Let's just leave it as
sorry,
win the
that's-
fight,
that-
bro.
okay, let's just
You
fight.
just be like, you won, and not only do we get bragging rights as a human race, we're also going to take some donations to fight you in real life war, bro.
yes.
Wait, how are we on time? Oh, that's perfect.
wow.
That's perfect.
Jeez.
We still got another 3 hours to go.
We flew
3
by.
hours to go.
Yeah.
So, what have we done? We've done Armin. We've done. What are you looking
Wow,
at?
you got no. I'm looking at the list. We did all of it.
Bro, I always pretend there's no list there when I have people there. Why are you baiting me up for?
Oh shit!
No. What else is there?
You gotta edit that out.
No. Staying in 100%. So now, how many events are you wanting to have in the Middle East? And also not just Dubai, the GCC.
Yeah,
Is that
so-
something that you want to be taking over?
Yeah, we went to Saudi. We had our meetings there too. So they're super interested. They love karate combat. It looks like we're gonna have Dubai this week. Abu Dhabi is gonna be in November. Saudi, we're hoping for December. So we're gonna have at least 3 in the GCC this year. But to be honest, I want to flood the GCC with karate combat events. I want to be here, and I want to have my Apex events every month in Miami. Meanwhile, we have our big events, the hallmark events here in the GCC.
But how do you go about? I mean, what's the reason why you haven't gone to all the countries in GCC? Is it more of a, like, we're gonna get technical now? Is it more of a
Business-wise, you're talking
business?
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what we'll do is we'll go to Dubai, we'll go to Abu Dhabi, we'll go to Saudi, we'll talk to the governments, talk to the tourism board, different things like that, and show like how much we can benefit in providing opportunities for the people and how it'll impact the economy and different things like that. You know, we do a whole presentation, and if the countries want us there, they support it. You know,
Get it done.
Yeah, so Dubai absolutely loved us. Abu Dhabi
Dubai, you
loves
need to be
us.
doing 2-3 times a year, if you ask me.
That's what I would look in an ideal world. I would do 3 in Dubai, 3 in Abu Dhabi, 3 in Saudi. This is ideal world, the perfect world. And inshallah, I'll get it done. You know, look, I'm the perfect guy, bro. I'm brown, but I'm American.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, born
The
in
best of both
America.
worlds, bro. Yeah,
you know, but I still have our values. So I'm a very good bridge to bring that American culture in the right way and bring the Dubai or UAE GCC culture back to America and really bridge that gap.
Because also the great thing about it is like I know like 3 or 4 fighters personally who are local, not locals Emiratis, but local to the fight scene here who are fighting on the card next week.
Yeah, no, there's
you
plenty.
have Ali Al-Qaisi, you have Osaili, you have quite a few of them on there. So.
A bunch. We made sure to really get the fighters that will stand out in this region, people that the fans can get behind and be proud of. You know, so yeah, definitely. We selected them very carefully.
But how does it work in regards to because usually when a promotion signs a fighter, they sign them, right? And they fight for them. But when there's only 1 event or 2 events a year.
Oh, but we'll fly them anywhere.
So is that what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These guys now, if they perform well,
will
they continue to be karate combat athletes?
Yes, of course, of course. If they perform well and they're under an exclusive contract, we will bring them over to we've done it. We have many fighters from this card that live in this region that we flew over to Denver, Colorado, to Texas, to Miami. No problem. We help them, you know, depending on if they're an exclusively signed fighter or what level they are, we'll help them with their visa process, whatever it is, and we'll get them fighting all over the world.
That's the difficult thing about Arab passports and stuff like that is the visa issues.
I know, it is very tough.
Which is just crazy because we were talking about this the other day with Win. He's got a Filipino passport. If he wants to go somewhere, he needs to email the embassy, ask for permission, you know, do all that stuff. It might take a month. It might take even longer, 6 weeks. Like people like us, and me walking around with my British passport, just because my mum decided to go somewhere at a certain time, opened the world to me in ways that 90% of the world don't even know.
Yep.
I can literally go to New Zealand tomorrow. I can be like, yo, Asim, what are you doing after the event? Let's just go to New Zealand or let's just go to Japan. And we can do it without even thinking about it. Like imagine a lot of these people can't even go to Jordan, which is next door. Do you know what I mean? How weird this world is that we live in, that somewhere along the line, someone decided that this piece of paper is worth more than this piece of paper.
It's true.
It's crazy, dude.
It's really tough.
Like if you were still on a Pakistani passport or whatever.
Yeah, I never had one. I was born and raised in America.
But that's what I'm saying. But imagine if you did that, none of the things that your life has succumbed to now could have been just because of a little book.
Yeah.
That's nuts, right?
Yeah.
Think about fighters. Think about how many fighters could have been more famous or could have been.
There's a lot of fighters that are undiscovered.
Hamzat. Yeah. Hamzat just recently, he got his UAE passport and he's now able to go and do whatever he wants.
So there's so many phenomenal fighters from that region. Chechnya, Dagestan, Russia, that whole region just has absolute killers. So I remember there was one point in the year where we were really didn't have too many guys in certain weight classes in karate combat. And we needed high-level fighters. So I told my matchmakers, Fazain and Leo, I said, guys, start researching Russia, all the Russian champions, all the promotions in Russia, and let's invest in a few like killers. But find me like some monsters. They came back to me in 1 week. The list was way too long.
Yeah.
And I had to only pick like 4 or 5 of them, which I felt really bad because there's so many great fighters. I picked 5 of them. 2 of them are going to fight on this card. They're terrifying. Their traps are up to their ears. They're scary, but they have they never had an opportunity.
Yeah.
So this is their first time fighting outside of the country, and I'm sure they're gonna do great. But there's so many killers out there that don't get the opportunity because of what you said, a piece of paper. It really is the case.
It's nuts, bro.
It's really the case, man.
It's nuts. At some point, some human beings decided, okay, this is our land. And literally, like imagine that. Just like the animals, we're here on this earth. We should just be free to roam the earth. Like we could literally be walking now and there's an invisible line. And we can't cross, like we'll get shot by the border patrol. Yeah. Like we can't cross it because of some weird man-made idea that's just changed the whole shape of the globe.
It's really true.
It's nuts. And shout out to Mama and all of the other ones that got out of Dodge early, bro, and got us those passports because it really is, it's insane.
Of course.
Are we going to get a sphere event? A sphere event.
Oh, a sphere event. Oh my God, what a goal. Well, when you mentioned endless funding, right? That would be awesome.
Is it that expensive?
Absurd.
Really?
absurd. Like I forgot the actual number, so I don't want to give you the wrong number. But I feel like it's just an insane amount of money.
In the hundreds of thousands.
What? No. Dana White
millions?
spent hundreds and hundreds of millions.
No.
Yeah.
Hundreds of millions for the Sphere.
Yeah. He spent hundreds of millions on the event to have it in the Sphere. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's why he said nobody's ever going to do this, because nobody would be willing to just burn all that
wow.
money.
I didn't think it was that.
Yeah.
But then you got to think about all of the imagery and all of that stuff and the...
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, look, it's just the next level above our virtual background, right? Our virtual background on the screen, we're able to go ahead and place very similar to the Sphere, but they're watching that in person.
Yeah.
And it's all the way around. And then in person, you can look around. I mean, that must have been an unbelievable
that looked kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Especially the way they did it, because it was the Mexico
Yes.
card, right? So the colors and everything was just like amazing.
Oh,
bro.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Must be kind of cool for the fighters as well to just walk out to that kind of thing.
I wonder what it was like, if there was at all a distraction, or if, I don't know. I wonder. That's a good question.
It would have been dope.
Super.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this event next week. It's going to be a crazy event. And
It's gonna be awesome.
hopefully, if my shift ends early, I'll get to enjoy the back end of the event.
Yeah, man, and you know what sucks? It's going to be tough, because even if you miss the prelims, it's going to be unbelievable.
No,
You can't miss the
I'll be
prelims.
there for the prelims, but I mean, like I said, I'll be working. So if
That's
my
what I'm
shift
saying.
fin-
You're going to be running around. You got to stop running.
Yeah.
You got to stop running
Bro.
around by fight number 1.
Well,
And
get-
everyone in Dubai is late, so they're going to come fight number 4. That's all.
Maybe you need to just make a post about that and be like, yo, guys, this is not
This
a
is not a
normal
one to
prelim.
play with.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm going to do that tomorrow. I plan. I'm going to do it with Mokaev, some of the biggest names on the card.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand with them. I'm going to explain, guys, from fight number 1,
Yeah.
it's going to be unbelievable. You cannot miss fight number 1. You can't do it. It's not going to be worth it. You must watch it. So I'm gonna vouch.
I'm
that.
excited now. I'm hoping to get there early. We need to also do some cool content on the table. I think we definitely need to get some fighter face-off.
Oh
podcasts.
yeah, you had some great ideas.
I don't think that there is a podcast face-off, because that would be quite interesting, right? Instead of having just the normal face-off, just have them sitting down for 20 minutes talking to each
I love
other.
it. And let's start it this week.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
make it happen
100%.
this week. We're gonna do it
100%,
this
we'll get
week.
it done.
I love that.
Asim, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. As we know, we can talk for days and days and days, but I know everyone there's hungry. Some of them are falling asleep to my voice. Yeah, I can't wait for the event, brother. And you're welcome anytime. This is your house. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you
Is there
very
anything
much,
you feel like we missed out?
No, not at all. I'm really happy, and I think just sitting in this chair is just reminding me of who I was last year.
It's a year
and
ago.
how things have evolved in 1 year.
I realized the number. I was looking at the numbers. 45, 54.
Yep. Yeah.
Literally.
That's
They
crazy.
flipped around, right?
But 1 year later, it's just such a different place, so much more experience. And I feel like people are going to see an evolution in this event.
100%. And I don't doubt you for a second, bro. And until we get to the next year, the next one, we'll do it again, bro.
Exactly.
Honestly, bro. Boom.